Okay, let's dive in. We're tackling something really quite unexpected today. Think Osiris, but
Huh?
maybe forget the ancient Egyptian context for just a second, because according to the sources we've got, he's back, reborn, but not where you'd think.
Okay.
Not in, some dusky tomb. Here, now, in the modern world, and his powers totally transformed.
That's the core of it, yeah. It's fascinating. We've got this pile of material, and it all points to his presence today being, well, different. It describes a power that's not about, like, grand cosmic judgment or overt kingly stuff anymore. It's subtle.
Yeah.
Almost therapeutic.
Exactly, that's the word. So, our mission here is to really unpack what these sources are telling us about this new kind of force he seems to wield. I mean, the foundation is clearly his old mythos, right? The death, the dismemberment, resurrection, afterlife, fertility, all that. But how it's manifesting now, it's something else entirely. The sources actually called him a walking wellspring of holistic well being. Not exactly Pharaoh Osiris.
Right, not at all. It seems like being reborn into this era, our modern age, has sort of transmuted his essence. And the sources are really specific. This isn't flashy magic, no lightning bolts. It's described as a suite of passive abilities, radiating outwards, like a silent balm, one source said, a restorative force.
Yeah.
It just suddenly recalibrates things around him. Less about doing, more about being.
Okay, so let's get into those specifics then. These abilities. The first one seems to connect directly to his resurrection story, the physical aspect.
That's right. Ability number one, the aura of somatic restoration. It links straight back to him literally coming back from being dead and dismembered. So now he apparently exudes this constant gentle field, and it promotes cellular regeneration, speeds up healing.
Hang on, so it's not like Wolverine level healing. You break your arm, stand next to him, and it's fixed.
No, definitely not like that. The sources are careful to say it's not a miracle cure-all. It's more of a subtle nudge. It encourages your body towards its optimal biological function, like boosting what it already tries to do.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So if you were just sort of hanging out near him, maybe those chronic aches start to ease up a bit, or like a paper cut closes faster than usual, you shake off fatigue quicker, that kind of thing.
Exactly that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It works passively, almost subconsciously for the people around him. It harmonizes the body's own healing systems.
Mm-hmm.
The phrase used is it reestablishes cellular coherence. It's like the cells are reminded of, I don't know, a divine template of perfect health that he embodies.
Wow, okay, that's quite something. For anyone, dealing with chronic inflammation, slow recovery, just feeling worn down, the sources compare it to a gentle, perpetual IV drip of vitality. That paints a really clear picture.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And this restorative quality, it doesn't just stop at the physical body. The second ability gets into our inner worlds. It's called the field of psychospiritual coherence. And this ties into his old job, basically. Judge and guide of souls in the duat, the afterlife.
Okay, so how does that translate to the modern world? A passive field affecting our minds and emotions. That sounds tricky.
Well, it's described as projecting a field that subtly rebalances you. Emotionally, mentally. So people nearby might just find their anxiety levels dropping a bit. Racing thoughts might quiet down. Again, it's an environmental influence, not him actively messing with your head.
Right, not mind control, but what about deeper stuff? The sources mentioned emotional wounds. Does it, force them up?
Force? No. The word they use is encourage. Gently encouraging deep-seated wounds to surface.
Yeah.
But for processing, for
Yeah.
release. Not just to make you miserable. It's about nudging the mind towards clarity, introspection, and, importantly, self-acceptance.
Okay, so it's like creating a therapeutic space almost, helping the scattered bits inside find their place, fostering some inner peace, maybe mental resilience that feels, well, incredibly relevant today.
Absolutely. And this rebalancing idea, it extends outwards, too.
Yeah.
Into the natural world. Which brings us to the third ability, the resonance of verdant vitality. And this is a really clear echo of his role as god of fertility, the Nile, all that life-giving stuff.
Ah, nature. Okay, so plants and things actually grow better around him.
That's what the sources say. Plants in his radius don't just grow, they thrive. Like exceptional vigor. Deeper green leaves, more vibrant flowers, better fruit yields. Stuff that seems just a bit too good for the conditions.
And it's not just gardens, right? It mentioned neglected areas,
No,
even water.
That's right. It apparently helps revitalize neglected patches of ground, improves air quality because plants are doing so well, and it even gently invigorates stagnant water. The phrase was nudging them towards purity. It seems like just being near him can make people feel more connected to nature, too. Like a little reminder of its power, maybe encourages a bit of environmental awareness.
That's lovely, actually. That connection itself is often so healing. Okay, number 4, moving into the night. Dreamweaver of rebirth. This has got to be tied to his role with the dead, transition, that whole realm.
Exactly. It manifests as this passive influence on sleep and dreams for people nearby. They experience unusually deep, really restorative rest.
So does that mean, like, no more nightmares?
Yeah.
Or just different dreams?
The sources say nightmares become rare, yeah, and they're often replaced by these vivid, symbolic dreams. But not random, they seem purposeful, offering insights, helping to resolve inner conflicts, sometimes even sparking creativity.
Huh. So he's not scripting your dreams, but his presence helps your subconscious do its healing work while you sleep, turning sleep itself into therapy.
That's pretty much it. The idea is you wake up feeling genuinely refreshed, mentally clearer, more aligned. One source calls it a nightly psychological reset. It transforms sleep into this quiet, therapeutic journey. Really fascinating concept.
It really is. Okay, number 5, the last one. And this one feels potentially heavy. Aura of truthful acceptance. Sounds like the weighing of the heart ceremony. Matt's feather. Facing your own truth.
It definitely pulls from that, yes. In this modern context, his presence gives off this gentle but inescapable pressure. A pressure towards personal truth and self-acceptance.
Inescapable pressure. That sounds a bit confronting. Is it uncomfortable? Or is it really gentle, like they say?
They stress. It's not accusatory. It's not like being put on trial. It's a passive resonance. It just encourages people to drop the masks, acknowledge who they really are, and accept their past, the good, the bad, without judgment. Just see it.
That's incredibly difficult for so many people. Carrying guilt or regret or just not being honest with themselves.
Exactly, and that's why the sources call it profoundly therapeutic. Because it gently coaxes people towards being more integrated, more honest inside. It's framed as a crucial step in any healing journey. You sort of have to accept where you are to move forward, right?
Right. Wow. Okay, so putting it all together, somatic restoration for the body, psychospiritual coherence for the mind, verdant vitality for nature, dream weaving for subconscious healing, and truthful acceptance for authenticity. It really paints a picture of Osiris reborn, not as a ruler, but as, that walking wellspring.
Exactly. His power isn't about command anymore. It's described almost like the quiet background hum of balance being restored. The gentle thrum of life asserting itself against entropy. It's about renewal. Restoration.
It feels like a subtle invitation, doesn't it? Offered just by his presence. An invitation for everything around him, people, plants, maybe even places to return to their most vibrant, authentic whole state. This living sanctuary idea. It really speaks to that power of resurrection, not just literal rising from the dead, but healing from fragmentation, from distress.
Yeah.
Embracing that cycle.
Yeah. And when you look at all these passive therapeutic abilities together, all flowing from that ancient mythos of renewal, the sources paint him as this walking wellspring of holistic well-being, a living sanctuary.
And it really makes you think, though, if his presence is this kind of invitation, as the sources put it, an invitation toward health, towards authenticity, what does that mean for us, in our own lives? How do we seek out or maybe cultivate those kinds of spaces or states, whether they're connected to something ancient like Osiris, or found in other ways, mindfulness, maybe therapy, nature, just honest self-reflection? What does it actually mean for you listening to accept that kind of invitation towards becoming more whole, more vibrant, more authentically yourself? Something to ponder.